I believe with all of my heart that you can be the first. It turns out that you are the most powerful person in your world. Come on, bro. Yeah. All right, here we go. Got 2 words for you today. 2 words. Here they are. Attitude and action. Attitude and action. I want you to hear this, whether you're a leader on the field or you're a leader in life, whether you've got a C on your chest for captain or people simply look at you because you're good at what you do. You must understand when you lead, when you have an influence, people will interpret your actions based on your attitude towards them. People who follow you, whether because they have to or because they choose to, will always interpret your actions based on your attitude. Now, when I say attitude, I don't mean positive or negative. Do you see sunshines, rainbows, and daffodils? Or do you see that the world and the clouds and the skies and the chickens are falling? I mean this. Is your perception of them, the way that you interact with them, does it communicate a belief that they are worth it? Does it communicate that you are in this for them, that your desire is to see them reach their goals and their dreams? Do you see in them the very best of them, or do you see the opposite? Do you see the worst in them? Does your attitude communicate that you are only in this for yourself, for me, myself, and I? Do you communicate that you don't believe that they are valuable enough, worth it enough, smart enough, pretty enough, talented enough for your effort and time? You see, your attitude is much more than just positive or negative. Your attitude is the totality of your beliefs and your interaction with those that you lead. And when people trust your attitude, they will trust your actions. When people believe that you are for them, they will believe that your actions are for them. And just the opposite is true. When they believe that you are against them, that your attitude is not trustworthy, they will interpret your actions as being against them. And you get this in sports, right? We've all been on that game day. We've all been in that heated, tense game where something happens on the mat, something happens on the field or the court, and all of a sudden the referee calls you out. They call that one player out. Their attitude starts to get, their temper starts flaring. Maybe there's some extracurricular, maybe there's some jawing, some japping, and all of a sudden the referee says, hey, you need to calm down. Hey, you need to bring it down just a little bit. And what happens when that referee does that? Something gets lit inside that player, doesn't it? They get infuriated. They say, why are you calling me out? He's doing this. Why are you picking me and not them? They throw the flag, they blow the whistle, they call a penalty, raise a card, and all of a sudden that action is interpreted as what? Against you. Because you believe that that referee does not want what's best for you, but for the other team. You believe that that referee is not on your side, but on the other side, that the ref is cheating, the ref is dirty, the ref is stupid, therefore their actions are against you. But what happens if someone you trust says the exact same thing, does the exact same thing the ref did when you did not trust the ref and interpreted their actions as negative? What happens when someone you trust does that? What happens when your coach, not just the head coach, but like your coach, the coach that has invested the most in you, the coach that sees the greatest potential in you, the coach who has sacrificed for you? What happens when that coach calms you down? You got that look and you're looking and they're calling you out and you're looking right over their eyes. You're like, and you're just mad and you're breathing hard and they say, you need to calm down. You need to understand that what you think is happening isn't happening. And you want to look off and you want to be mad and you want to scream and you want to yell, but you know deep down that they're right and you know that they're for you. And so you trust their actions to calm you down. You see, attitude and action. When you trust somebody's attitude, you trust their actions. When someone trusts your attitude, they trust your actions. All right, but here's the kicker. Here's the burden, the responsibility. Here's what makes leadership so difficult. is that you cannot simply proclaim from the high mountain that my actions are right. My attitude is trustworthy. And if you don't like the way I communicate, if you don't like what I do, if you don't like my actions or my attitude, then you can hit the highway, because it's my way or the highway. It's so easy to do that. And that's what makes leadership so hard, because that is not true leadership. The very best leaders recognize that not everybody communicates the same way. That for some people, you're going to have to communicate that your attitude and your actions are trustworthy by serving other people, by serving your teammates, by being there first and leaving last, by picking up the trash that you see in the locker room, by the way that you work in the weight room, in the classroom, in the hallway. That for some, you're going to have to communicate that you are trustworthy through your words of encouragement, by seeing the best in people and calling it out, by not being quick to celebrate me, but quick to celebrate the we. For some of you, you're going to have to earn the right to be heard by how you spend your time. That you'll have teammates that will not trust you until you spend time with them outside of the workout. That you begin to invest in them and build that sense of family outside of the gym. You see, it's the burden of the leader to find out the language that those whom they lead speak. You see, when you do the work to communicate in a way that those that you are leading can follow, can understand, then they know that the actions that you are taking, because they trust your attitude, are leading them to achieve their goals. In other words, they will follow you because they believe that you are leading them to their goals. But when they don't trust you, they'll see their goals over here and they see you going this way, and they're not going to follow you. No matter how loud you yell, no matter how talented you are, no matter how flashy your techniques, they will never follow you because they don't trust you. They trust your attitude, they trust your actions. Friends, if this sounds hard, it's because it is. Leadership is not easy, and yet you have the opportunity today to choose to lead. Some of you will lead just a few friends. Others will lead a team. Others will lead a school. Some of you will lead a state or a country. The scope of your leadership does not determine the importance of attitude and action. Your actions will always be determined by your attitude. That's why if you want to find success in sports and the game of life, it's not complicated. It's as simple as two words: attitude and action. Let's have a good one today.